As we say goodbye to our interleague friends for a while, we turn our focus back to the heart of the schedule. For the next 17 days, the Phillies will gather with each of their NL East foes, and it starts tonight with a visit from the reigning division champs. So important when you want to be competitive in your division to win games against your divisional opponents. Well, that all begins tonight for the Philadelphia Phillies. The fans are filing in, getting set to see the Phils take on the defending NL East champions, the Washington Nationals. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, joined by Ben Davis, flying solo tonight for the first time in 2015. All right, so the Washington Nationals won 96 games last year. Their team was in pretty good shape, but they made some changes. They added Max Scherzer, but they also added some other components to this roster.
Yeah, they did, and despite running away with the division last year, they felt like they needed to get better. Max Scherzer obviously is the main component. You talk about a five-headed monster. Well, that's what they have now with that pitching staff. But Escobar, to me, that is also a huge pickup. He adds a lot of stability to that infield. He's a guy that is flat out a professional hitter. Dan Uggla, taking a flyer on him. We never know what you can do, but he is a Philly killer, but he does strike out a lot. But Reed Johnson, they've made those additions, and now with this pitching staff, I tell you what, you never get a night off.
Well, 10 wins for Gio Gonzalez. He's the guy going tonight. Tomorrow it's Doug Fister, who won 16 games. How about a 16-game winner being your fifth starter?
Well, that's what this team is. The Phillies a couple years ago had the 4 aces. These guys have the 5 aces. And when I say you really never get a night off, if you go up against their 3-4-5, they're really not a 3-4-5 staff. They're 1 through 5. They're all aces. They are as good as it gets. I never like to give the pitchers a lot of credit, but this staff is good.
All right, speaking of pitchers, tonight Jerome Williams will get his first start of 2015 for the Phillies. Now, when he came over last year, he was a very good addition. He pitched very well, and he pitched down in the strike zone.
And he's going to have to do that to be effective. To be honest, he had a rough spring. He had a hamstring issue. He was elevating the baseball, got hit around quite a bit. Hopefully he can remedy that and get back to the Jerome Williams that he was when he came over here last year. Used his changeup very effectively, used the cutter to both sides of the plate, but he's a guy that can challenge this lineup right now for the Washington Nationals. This lineup is struggling. He can be aggressive as long as he pitches to his game.
All right, last night the Phillies bullpen, 6 scoreless innings. For the Nationals bullpen, 8 scoreless innings on the year. It is game 1 of a 3-game series. The Phils and the Nats going at it. Gio Gonzalez against Jerome Williams. Lineups and first pitch when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Citizens Bank. One deposit checking. Keeping things simple is helping you bank better. By Toyota. Where will Toyota take you? Visit buyatoyota.com to find out. Toyota, let's go places. By Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. By Budweiser, great times are waiting. Grab some buds. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at IBX.com. Be doing the catching tonight with Jerome out on the mound. His first appearance of 2015. Umpires are exchanging lineup cards at home plate with Matt Williams and with Ryan Sandberg. The crew chief is Jerry Lane. He is number 24 to your left. It is a veteran umpiring crew. The youngest of the four is Dave Rackley, and he will be behind the plate for tonight's ball game. Well, it's a much better night tonight weather-wise than it has been the last couple of nights. Phillies take the field as Jerome Williams, pink glove and all, is about ready to go to make his 2015 debut. Phillies have tinkered with their lineup. The Nationals have a different lineup than what we're used to. And let's take a look at it. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Michael Taylor leads it off in center field. Yadiel Escobar starts at third. Bryce Harper hits third in right field. Ryan Zimmerman's at first base batting cleanup. Wilson Ramos hits fifth. Ian Desmond sixth. In the bottom third of Ugla, Moore, and Gonzalez. And they'll face Phillies right-hander Jerome Williams, who, as Ben said during the open, did not have a very good spring. But last year, with the Phillies 4-2 with a 2.83 earned run average, Phillies are hoping beyond hope, Ben, that he can duplicate those numbers for the long haul here in 2015.
Without a doubt, and he came over. He did a phenomenal job, and I think that's something that they got more than what they expected out of him. The scouting report we see here, 88 to 92, change, curve, slider. We'll mix in a cutter to both sides of the plate as well. He sees 0-1 with a 4.58 career ERA against Washington.
Spring numbers, as we mentioned, 0-4 with a 7.40 ERA. Time now for our Nissan keys to tonight's ball game.
The keys to the game: number one, challenge this lineup. This is not a good hitting ball club right now, so I think Jerome Williams can go out and challenge this ball club and lay off the curve for the offense. Gio Gonzalez has a very, very good hook, but this lineup, to do some damage tonight, they're going to have to lay off that breaking ball.
All right, we're ready to go. Michael Taylor will lead things off, playing center field for the injured Denard Span. Span is coming back from core muscle surgery, and that has given Taylor an opportunity to get some at-bats. First pitch of the night is a little low, so we're underway. 1 ball and no strikes. Taylor is a speedster. He's hitting .308 this year. He's 4 for 13. 1 ball and 1 strike to Michael Taylor. 24 years old. Last year with the Harrisburg Senators, he hit .313. Overall, he hit .304.
Those are some great numbers for the Eastern League. A lot of big ballparks. It's cold early on. Hit 22 jacks. It's pretty good.
Speaking of cold, the Reading Phillies are postponed again today up in Portland because of snow. You have to deal with that the first couple weeks of the season, just like we do here in Philly. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Whacks it foul toward the Nationals dugout.
I see Cameron Rupp getting a start tonight in place of Chooch. He is very familiar with Jerome, so they feel comfortable with each other.
A bit high. It's 3-2. Talking to Cameron before the ball game, he said the key for Jerome, and he said that this is the case for every pitcher, but for Jerome, he's got to be down in the zone, and he didn't feel like he was down in the zone for a lot of spring training, and that's why he got hit as hard as he did.
We saw the last outing he did have in spring. He looked upset in the dugout. He was very, very concerned about the pitches he was making, and rightfully so. So he definitely does need to stay down in the zone.
That one is a bullet deep down the left field line. It is gone. A home run for Michael Taylor, and the Nationals take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. Well, it's the second time on this homestand that the Phillies have given up a home run in the first inning. Second career home run for Taylor.
See a fastball run right back, and it's elevated. It's a great at bat. You lead off guy, you want to see a lot of pitches. Obviously, that's the icing on the cake, hitting a home run, but that's what you want out of your leadoff guy.
So 1-0 Washington. And you know Escobar, who is 2 for 10 so far on the season. Swing and a miss. 0-2. I always wonder how hard, how easy it is to turn the page, particularly when something like this happens in the first inning for any pitcher. But Williams has been around for a while. He's 33 years old. First round pick in '99. He's faced adversity before. Down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The second straight at bat, he has fallen behind 3-2. Last at bat was an 8-pitch at bat to Michael Taylor. Little dribbler in front of the plate, and Ruppy's got it. Well, Ben, you talked about the struggles of the Nationals. They were very similar to the Phillies. They had 2 home runs against the Mets. The Phillies had 1 against the Red Sox. Neither team really hit particularly well with runners in scoring position, although the Nationals had many more opportunities than the Phillies did.
They did. It's just, listen, I said it last night on the air. We all know about the 5 starters that they have, and they are exceptional. That's an exceptional staff that they have. But I still am not sold. I know they're missing Jason Worth right now, but I'm still not sold on their offense. This is the key. This man right here.
It's that one back toward the middle for a base hit. Still only 22 years old is Bryce Harper, now 5 for 12 on the season.
He had a tough day yesterday against Harvey up there in New York with the hat trick. But if he's a guy that obviously we know he does have MVP potential, but can he stay healthy? That's always been the knock. He definitely has the talent.
Well, 1 down, runner at first, and here's Ryan Zimmerman. Zimmerman played in only 61 games a year ago. Takes the first pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. Now the everyday first baseman for the Nationals, taking over for Adam LaRoche, who really saved Ryan Zimmerman time and time again with his throws over to first. Quite honestly, he saved everybody in the infield because LaRoche was such a good defender.
He is very good defensively, but I think right now Zimmerman, he can just worry about hitting. That's all he has to worry about. I think you might see a really good bounce back year out of him this year.
1 ball, 1 strike to Ryan Zimmerman. Fly ball, shallow right field. Jeff Francoeur comes ambling in, and there are 2 outs. During the 2015 season, Turkey Hill, the official ice cream of the Phillies, will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream. Sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. Dave Rackley is behind the plate, as we mentioned, for tonight's ball game. Jerry Lane, the crew chief, is over at first. Hunter Wendelstedt is at second, and Bob Davidson is over at third. There's Wilson Ramos with 2 outs in the top of the first. Ramos last year 88 games. The year before 78 games. He still hit .267 a season ago with 11 home runs.
I don't think it ever quite reached that 73 mark today, temperature-wise.
I would agree with you on that. Wishful thinking. It is much more comfortable than it was the last couple of days. Jeff Francoeur came bouncing out of the dugout before batting practice today. The tarp was on the field. He didn't have the long sleeves on. He didn't have the batting glove on both hands. And he said, "Now this is great."
Sure, he's very excited to play in his 3rd consecutive game.
You know how it is as a hitter. The more opportunities you have to get some consistent at bats, the better it is for you. 2 balls, no strikes to Ramos. Just missed low, 3-0.
I walked out last night with David Ortiz. We had a nice. It's quite a long walk up to the parking garage, and I said, "How'd you feel?" And he goes, "Poppy, it was cold."
Called you Poppy?
Yeah.
Did you call him Poppy?
He calls everyone Poppy. I always call him David.
I was going to say, it would get kind of confusing if you called him Poppy and he called you Poppy. 3 balls and 1 strike. Well, they're up in New York taking on the Yankees. They're just underway. Swing and a miss. That's a cutter, and it's 3-2.
Very late breaking. That's what we like to see out of that cutter. And that's what we talked about David Buchanan's last night. It's a very effective pitch for him. It's very good for Jerome.
Runner goes. Pitch is rolled foul up the third base line. Well, here you go, Ben. Current conditions, it's not 73. 57, though. Much better than 40 and 43.
Yes.
Last night, those folks would have been bundled up here at the ballpark. Harper will be off again. There he goes. 3-2 pitch is chopped back toward the middle and into center field, a base hit. Harper's on his way to third. Better get it in quickly, and that's what Ben Revere does. He threw it into no man's land. And that'll put runners on first and third with 2 men down. Ben, these have been very long at-bats against Jerome Williams.
Making Jerome work. And that's one thing that the Phillies are going to have to do. This ball just here has some eyes. But the Phillies, Jerome is going to have to get a little bit deeper into the ballgame tonight. Bullpen, I wouldn't say it's thin right now, but you have multiple guys have gone a couple innings here. So we have to stretch him out as much as possible.
Phillies bullpen 6 scoreless innings last night. Ian Desmond's now the batter. Desmond takes outside. Desmond is 2 for 11 so far. Or I should say 2 for 10. A high fly ball to left field. Grady Sizemore has it lined up. And the inning is over. So 1 run on the leadoff home run by Michael Taylor. 27 pitches overall. And it's 1-0 Washington. See him over there. We saw him in left field a little bit last year, and we normally see him over at third base for the Washington Nationals, but that is his new position. Let's take a look at the Phillies starting lineup for tonight's ball game. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Leading it off at center field, Ben Revere, then Freddie Galvis and Chase Utley. Darren Rupp starts at first base. He'll back cleanup. Jeff Francoeur will hit 5th. Grady Sizemore has good numbers against the Nationals a year ago. He'll bat 6th. The bottom third of Rupp, Blanco, and Jerome Williams will face left-hander Gio Gonzalez. And Murph, We saw the numbers for Grady Sizemore last year against the Nationals, but overall, there's some Phillies that have good numbers against Gio Gonzalez.
Yeah, you take a look at this lineup that Ryne Sandberg has put together today, and it is obviously very right-handed heavy with some guys that have had some pretty good success against Gio Gonzalez. Take a look. Just look at the outfielders, guys, for today's game. You mentioned Sizemore, 7 for 14, 3 RBIs for him. Ben Revere, 8 for 19 against Gio Gonzalez, and Francoeur, 5 for 14 with the home run. So Ryne Sandberg trying to playing the numbers, playing the odds, and hoping that at least his outfield can deliver. And a lot of right-handers, like I said, up and down the lineup. So they've had some success against Gio Gonzalez. Let's see if they can do it early and often in this game tonight, guys.
Yeah, let's see if they can get it going early on here in the first inning and erase that one-run deficit. It begins with Ben Revere, who is 1 for 12 on the season. First pitch is on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Those numbers that Murph put up, I was kind of surprised with the amount of Phillies players that have had success against Gio Gonzalez. Even Darren Ruff, 6 for 16 against him, a .375 batting average.
That's why they're in the lineup. I'd like to see Ben get going here. I know it's 0-2, but they definitely need him to get on base and be a catalyst for this lineup.
Down and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. As a team, the Phillies are hitting a .149 as we showed you. See Gonzalez's numbers from a year ago, 10 wins, 5th straight year of 10 wins or more. That one's pulled toward the hole and a base hit it to right field. Well, there you go, Ben. Good start for Ben Revere. Budweiser scouting report on the former Philly prospect.
92 to 94 with his fastball, curve, change. He has a great career record here at CBP, 4-2 with a 2.47 ERA. One thing that he does very, very well is he will throw in on lefties. You usually get lefty-lefty matchups. You see guys that really look out over the plate, but he will keep you honest inside with his fastball.
Freddie Galvis thought about showing bunt. Started to slide the bat head down and then pulled it back. It's no balls and 1 strike.
Freddie had a tough night last evening with the glove, a couple errors, but he looked very good at the plate.
A little low, and it's 1-1. I was asking Ryne Sandberg today about those plays, in particular the second error that hit him right off the chest. And Sandberg said it's an error. He said he needs to come up and play that. He can't sit back. He said that's what he's been doing the first 3 games. He's been sitting back too much. He needs to be more aggressive. As that ball goes off the glove of Wilson Ramos.
And that's one thing that infielders, particularly shortstops, do when they do have good arms. They rely on that arm a little too much. You know, some guys stay back there and want to show it off, but there's times where you have to charge the ball. Get the hop that you want.
Revere leads off first. He'll draw a throw. Today's Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Mary Harkar of Reading, Pennsylvania. Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, then Mary will win $200.
Good luck, Mary.
They've got Revere picked. Let's see if Zimmerman can make this throw, and he does in time. A caught stealing. 1-3-6. And 1 out here in the first. I was interested to see how Zimmerman was going to make that throw over to second base.
Yeah, and I even saw him on the pitch before that when Gio threw it to first base. Looked like he had a tough time even throwing it back to Gio on the mound. But he makes a very accurate throw there.
3-1 to Galvis. Guy was a gifted third baseman until all the shoulder problems hampered his mechanics. Ball 4. Well, Ben getting thrown out. It's magnified a little bit more after the walk to Galvis. Here's Chase Utley.
Think about it. If you're a left-handed pitcher, why would you have quote unquote a bad move? Why is that not something you would work on all the time until it's somewhat decent where you can get a couple outs a season? You can really save your butt throughout the course of a season.
Not only because you can get a couple of outs, but if you have a good move, even if you don't pick the guy off, he's going to start going back to first base more often than not.
And that ultimately could be the result of getting a guy at home plate by a hair, or he misses it by a step. Just keeping him that much closer.
1 ball and 1 strike to Utley.
It's just a weapon that left-handers could use effectively.
Ground ball right side. That might be 2. Uggla gets the lead runner, and Utley hustling all the way. Is safe at first. 4-6 on the put out. So Galvis is retired, and now Darren Ruff is coming up. Well, Darren's gotten some opportunities here in this first week. Started a couple games out in left field, and now tonight starts over at first base. He's 0 for 7 with 3 strikeouts so far. Ryan Howard getting the night off. Howard does not hit Gio Gonzalez particularly well.
A lot of lefties don't.
Partly because of what you said, how he's comfortable pitching inside. He's 0 for 11 with 6 punch-outs. There's Ryan Howard against Gio Gonzalez.
It's that breaking ball. It's just a big hook. That was obviously one of the keys of the game. Just lay off that curve. If he starts bouncing and he's swinging at it, he's going to be out there. It's going to be a long night.
In the dirt, Ramos keeps it in front, 2-2.
That's a great take right there by Darren. Didn't even flinch at that pitch. Because you do have to respect the fact that he is a low 90s guy. So you might want to get started a little earlier. And if you're not picking up that rotation, but he just spit on that. That was a great take. Here comes another one.
In the dirt again, 3-2. So Utley will be off and running on this pitch. It's already a 17-pitch first inning for Gio Gonzalez. Utley goes, pitches outside, ball 4. That'll put runners on first and second. Second walk issued by Gio Gonzalez, and it'll bring Jeff Francoeur to the plates. Time to take a look at our T-Mobile game changer. Well, Ian Desmond over at shortstop has had the same kind of issues that Freddie Galvis has this year, each with 3 errors. But how about the months of April for Ian Desmond dating back to 2011? Guys get off to tough starts offensively, but that's a tough start defensively right there.
It's amazing. I looked at those numbers today. I could not believe that, because he's a good player.
Francoeur fouls it away.
He's a very good player. He hits a lot of balls, but to have that many in April. Whew.
Well, already 6 unearned runs have scored against Nationals pitchers in the first 3 games. And they've only scored a total of 6 runs, just like the Phillies. 7 now with the home run tonight. No balls and 1 strike to Francoeur. Chopper out towards short. Here's Desmond. He'll go the short way. That's an easy play, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men left, 2 walks for the Phillies. Gonzalez threw a lot of pitches, 20 in all. But we'll go to the second. Great giveaway for fans 14 and under. It's the Turkey Hill Phillies Bat Pack. Get your tickets for tomorrow night's game and for Sunday afternoon's ball game by going to Phillies.com. We begin the second. Dan Uggla leads it off, takes a strike. It's 0-1. Uggla last year was released by the Braves, picked up by the Giants. It didn't work out in either place, obviously, last year. And now given a chance to play with the Nationals. He's behind 0-2. He's got a great distinction going, though, Ben.
What's that?
Playing for the Nationals, but he is the highest paid player on the Braves right now. They're still paying his salary.
Makes sense.
Swing and a miss. Goes after a breaking pitch. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? That he's the highest paid player currently playing for the Nationals, but the Braves' highest paid player.
The Nationals aren't giving him a salary as well, are they?
Well, I think they have to give him the minimum, right? They have to give him whatever the minimum salary is for a player. He has to get that.
Very aggressive of the Nats, though, to take a flyer on Dan Uggla, knowing the issues he's had with all the strikeouts over the years. He has hit some home runs against the Phillies, though.
He sure has. Tyler Moore is the batter, the number 8 batter. Outside 2-0. Four 3-ball counts already for Jerome. Tyler Moore is 0 for 6 so far. Jason Worth would normally be in right field and Harper would be in left field, but Worth is out with a bad shoulder. In fact, he rehabbed last night for Potomac, the single-A affiliate for the Nationals, and is rehabbing again tonight. Matt Williams would not say when he would be back, but it's going to take some time just to get him some at-bats. Popped up, center of the diamond. Freddie Galvis, the shortstop, is there on the grass.
That was a high one, Tom.
It sure was. We lost sight of it as it went up past the upper deck. Phillies fans, next time you're looking for great seats, get to StubHub, where there are no surprise fees at checkout. That's right. On StubHub, the price you see is the price you pay. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Phillies. 2 outs. Gio Gonzalez, the hitter. I have to admit, I'm loving the strike zone the last 3 nights by the 3 home plate umpires.
There's that cutter again. I like that pitch for him.
Back toward the middle. Utley backhand, sets himself and flips in time for the casually trotting Gio Gonzalez. Side is retired. Nothing across for the Nationals. Might have time to go out and get some sausage, peppers, and onions. Jet Pro X clocks in at 70 pages per minute. Get yours today for up to 50% off from who? But WB Mason. Well, Ben Davis and Greg Murphy, I'm Tom McCarthy. Gio Gonzalez just warming up now as we speak. He was the last batter in the top of the second, and he took his sweet old time getting out toward the mound. But he does have extra time, Ben, by rule. If he or the catcher made the final out of the previous inning, then they don't have to adhere to the clock, which is counting down out in left center field. It just went blank and would count it down to 0. So these are all part of the speed up rules.
He still got in 9 pitches, I counted.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he walked the entire way in.
Yeah.
And then walked the entire way out to the mound. Still got in 9. So
Red Sox said today that apparently Clay Buchholz received a warning from Major League Baseball, the pitcher on opening day, for being slow at the plate, not on the mound, because he took both feet out of the batter's box.
I don't understand the warning. It's a rule.
They're warning you about the rule, and then they're going to implement it on May 1st.
Okay.
Here's Grady Sizemore to lead it off in the bottom of the second.
Seems like bad parenting to me.
I was going to say,
don't you do that?
Your kids are going to use that against you. It is officially called a soft launch by Major League Baseball.
Ah.
Sizemore 1 for 3 so far. One ball and 2 strikes to him. Odubel Herrera, according to Ryan Sandberg, could have started today, but he decided to give him an extra day. He is available as a defensive replacement or a pinch hitter. Sizemore serves that one out towards left, and Moore is there at the track to make the catch. Looks like he followed that curveball all the way in.
He sure did. You know, he's hung a couple. He hung one to Revere for the knock in the first, but that one he hung that one as well. And it's funny because he buried the ones to Darren Ruff. It's a good swing there by Grady. Usually it's kind of the other way around. You hang it to the righty.
Righties, yeah.
You bury it against the lefty.
Cameron Rupp up for the first time this year. He hit a .183 for the Phillies a season ago. Excited about making his first opening day roster. And he is going to get a chance to catch. Carlos caught the first 3 days, and now Rupp catches here tonight. Cole Hamels pitches tomorrow, so Carlos will be back at it behind the plate.
He got some meat hooks on him, doesn't he?
He really does.
I have some big heads. His are just thick.
Over to third, and Yunel Escobar is up with it. 2 outs. And now Andres Blanco is playing third base.
In there for Cody Ashe. Tell you what, Cody looked very, very good last night. He looked very good at the plate.
Blanco is 0 for 2 so far. Yeah, I thought because of the way he looked and the way he stayed in there, I thought he might be in there again today. That one's pushed to second base. Dan Uggla throws out Blanco, and it's an easy inning for Gio Gonzalez. So after a 20-pitch first inning, he uses 9 pitches to get through the second. Michael Tower will lead it off when we return. PHIfans.com. Go to the fan section for all the information. Please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, Ben, here's the question. What team originally drafted Max Scherzer with the 11th overall pick in the 2006 MLB draft? Answer will be revealed a little later on.
2006.
Yeah, you, by the way, have a connection to this team. I'll just give you that hint right now. Well, they're taking care of the batter's box on both sides. The grounds crew is, so while we have some extra time, let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph?
All right, thanks a lot, Tom. Well, you guys were talking a little earlier about Jerome Williams and what he needs to do in order to have success. He did struggle at the end of spring training. I had a good long conversation with him at the end of spring training where he was talking about just needing to get things right because when he is up in the zone, he gets hit around all over the place, he said. When he's down in the zone, he's able to get guys out. You know he's going well when he's getting ground outs. The 9 games that he pitched with the Phillies a year ago, 172 plate appearances, balls were put into play. Well, about half of those were on the ground, and only 14 of those guys were hits. That's good for a 171 batting average for the opponents. 8 grounded into double plays as well. So when he's keeping the ball low and getting ground ball outs, you know Jerome Williams is having success. So that's what he was working on in his bullpen session a couple of days ago after coming out of spring training, and that's what he was hoping to bring into today's game. So after that first home run, he seems to have settled down. Well, hopefully he can keep it up.
Yeah, so far 2 ground ball outs with the first 2 innings. He'll face Michael Taylor, who has accounted for the only run. First pitch is outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. I'm with those numbers that Murph put up. I mean, he's right on with it because just with the naked eye, watching the games, he was down last year, and that's why he was successful. A liner to left and a catch by Sizemore, 1 away.
Well, this is especially true because if you do miss up with your fastball, it's not overpowering enough where we can get by with it from time to time.
Well, we also looked at the pitches that he threw before he came to the Phillies and the pitches that he threw, the percentage with the Phillies. More changeups and less curveballs, more cutters last year when he came over to the Phillies.
Yeah, and I think that cutter for him was such an effective pitch, and I've talked about it tonight, but along with that changeup, his curveball, it's not a great one, but he does throw it. Obviously, you see the percentages go down on that curveball. I think he was just having a lot of success with the changeup and with that cutter. Why keep throwing the breaking ball? If you're having success with something, and a lot can be with Chooch. Remember last year how much credit he gave to the catching core of Nieves and Chooch? I mean, that plays dividends. I mean, just because you have a catcher in his previous stops, maybe they just didn't see what Chooch saw in Jerome Williams.
Yeah, Will Nieves even said that he caught Williams in Puerto Rico and knew what made him tick. At least he felt like he did. It's 1-2 to Escobar.
But along with staying down, and it's key for him, he's got to be able to pitch inside effectively. Because he will, for the most part, stay on the outer half, but he has to keep hitters inside, righties and lefties.
1-2 pitch to Escobar. Chopper to short. Nice easy hop for Freddie Galvis. 2 outs. And Bryce Harper will be the batter.
I mean, it's great. And there's nothing you can do with that pitch. He could have thrown that at 80 miles an hour. If he only maxed out at 80, I'm just saying it's hard to elevate that ball as a hitter.
Yeah, Cameron Rupp was saying today that cutter, changeup, those 2 pitches, cutter into lefties, changeup away from lefties, has been huge. That sort of formula for Jerome Williams.
We have 2 pitches that are going in opposite directions. If you get a lefty up there that's diving, throw that cutter in there. Run one up and in on him.
There was the changeup, but it was down and away to Bryce Harper. 1 ball, 1 strike. Happy little guy.
And he'll be the first to tell you he needs a pitch to contact. Takes a hack, doesn't he, Tom?
Oh, he does. It's violent. Just 22 years old. First round pick in 2010. Already 56 home runs during his career. Rupp tried to sell that pitch on the outside part of the plate. It was a cutter. Swing and a miss. He got it with a changeup. Second strikeout for Jerome Williams. Second time in a row. He's retired the side in order. Let's keep track and see how long it takes Gio Gonzalez to get out there. For Jerome Williams, pretty quick third inning. We'll go to the bottom of the third here in Philadelphia. You can't go wrong when you buy right. Buy Papa John's. The day after every Phillies win, get 50% off your regular menu price online order using promo code Phillies at papajohns.com. And buy Chevrolet, presenting the Phillies National Series sponsorship. Bottom of the third, 1-0 Nationals on top. All right, pretty good pitch sequence by Jerome Williams to get through the top of the third to get Bryce Harper.
Absolutely. And what you're going to see, I think right here, Harper's looking for a pitch that's going to be in. But no, that's what we're talking about. We see his hips fly out this way, and you see the pitch dive down and away this way. That's exactly what you want to see. And if you can get in that position where you get guys looking in, go the changeup away. If they're looking away, throw that cutter inside. That is absolutely textbook. His hips are flying open because he was looking for something hard inside.
How much did the cutter on the previous pitch help Williams on with that pitch?
No, it just gets in the back of your mind. You know, if you think to yourself that you can't get to it, you might want to cheat and think, you know, I got to be a little bit quicker. But you see that, and that is an ugliest swing as you can find.
0-2 to Williams outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and Gonzalez has strikeout number 1. And it comes to start the third inning. Gonzalez averages a strikeout per inning pitch statistically. In fact, he had 162 last year and 158 2/3 innings of work.
Big reason for that, and I keep going back to it, is that breaking ball. Get righties and lefties out with it.
On the outside corner to Revere, it's 0-1. We've heard this story before. Cole Hamels changeup when he was young. Ryan Matson learned his changeup when he was 10 years old and throws it the same way that he throws even now for the Kansas City Royals. Gio Gonzalez learned his curveball from his dad when he was a kid. He said, my curveball was a blessing from my father. He taught it to me, and I've never changed my grip, even to this day. Comes in with a fastball at 94 and back-to-back strikeouts.
Well, if it works, why change it? You know.
Did you forget to set your alarm and catch T.O. on Breakfast on Broad? Well, Saturday, get your popcorn ready for an encore presentation of the T.O. Takeover at 1 p.m. on the Comcast Network and 4 p.m. on Comcast Sportsnet. I got the sense that T.O. would have stayed for a couple of days. Freddie Galvis takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Can you say T.O. without singing the song? T.O., 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 T.O.
I think he would want you to sing it every time you say T.O.
I did find it funny, though. He said, you know, they asked him about it doing his workout in the front yard with no shirt. And he goes, I don't know how my shirt got off, he said.
Galvis sends it the opposite way, and it'll slice out of play, and it remains 0-2. Was some funny footage, though, when you think back at him lifting the weights, doing the arm curls, doing the sit-ups. Opposite way again. Galvis serves it right down the right field line. That's a fair ball. It's going to be an extra base hit. Harper's throw to second is offline. Boy, he does have a good arm. But that's a double for Freddie Galvis. His first double of the year, and the Phillies have a runner in scoring position.
Excellent piece of hitting right here by Freddie. The ball's supposed to be in. It's supposed to be in. Leaves it up, out over the plate. Freddie really has done a great job. It's where the triple hit last night by Bogarts. That same spot, around the lip. But Freddie has done a great job of staying within himself. We know he tends to get big from time to time, but I am not seeing that. I didn't see it in the second half of spring training. I haven't seen it in the first 4 games of the season here.
They takes a curve, and it's 0-1.
And this is where I think you'll see Rhino tinker with the lineup and the fact that he can hit the ball to right field. He did it last night right-handed, hit the bullet to right. And he's a switch hitter. He can hook that ball in the hole if Ben Revere gets on in front of him. Very serviceable if he hits.
That's the key, if he hits, because otherwise he's a light-hitting number 2 hitter. I think this is where Ryne Sandberg wants to put him. I mean, how many times did he mention to us in spring training that he would like to have him because he's a switch hitter batting second?
Yes. And if Freddie continues to do these things, then you have that luxury because he is a switch hitter. Make a mistake.
Breaking ball and cut on and missed. He struck out 3 in the inning. And the Phillies leave one in scoring position. The Phillies have left 3 so far through the first 3 innings. We'll go to the 4th with the Nationals up by 1. At Citizens Bank Park. Well, tonight's Cold Hard Fact is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Ben, on this date in 1971, a crowd of 55,352 attended the Phillies' first game at Veterans Stadium, and that guy right there singled for the park's first hit. Phillies beat the Expos 4-1. And he will tell you everything about that at-bat and about that day. Still fresh in his mind.
I know there's some mixed feelings on the vet.
You loved the vet, didn't you? You loved it, didn't you?
I'm a very sentimental person. I do not miss the vet.
Oh, you don't miss it?
I don't. Well, look at this place, first and foremost. But
absolutely.
I don't know. It was...
You say laughing. Well, what about for football? Did you miss it for football?
No, not really. The link is beautiful as well.
Outside to Zimmerman. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. I remember doing the radio pregame show my first 5 years with the Phillies on the concourse.
Really?
At the vet. I should say my first 3 years at the Phillies in the concourse at the vet. It was hot.
Oh, that turf. It wasn't the worst, though. I think Three Rivers was worse. That place was terrible. The Astrodome was terrible. Riverfront wasn't too good.
Swinging a miss by Zimmerman. It's 3-2. Astrodome celebrating its 50th birthday.
I heard they're going to make that a mall.
They could. I mean, it's still there. They can't take it down. They were doing rodeos and stuff like that. And 5 full counts so far for Jerome. 3-2 pitch. Down and away. Ball 4. Leadoff walk. First walk of the night for Williams. Wilson Ramos singled his first time.
Jerome here really pulling some pitches down and away from righties. We saw that last night with David. I think it's a little overzealous, a little herky-jerky.
If you walked out as a catcher, how would you rectify that?
Just get as much extension as you can. You know, see how far out in front of your body you can throw the ball. If you tell him out in front, that's going to keep your arm from not coming across your body. That's the one right there. It's a great pitch. I like to see him go right back in there, Tom.
Same pitch, different pitch?
Same pitch. Wasn't a good swing there, but see if he could roll one up. It looks like he's going back away.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Strikeout number 3. Boy, that was a tight curveball right there by Jerome Williams.
A lot of depth on this. A lot of depth.
Here's Ian Desmond. And a line drive over the head of Galvis into left center field. Zimmerman's around second, heading to third. The throw goes to second. They've got a chance to get Desmond, who is out at second base. He feels like he was safe. Matt Williams can come out if he chooses to talk to Hunter Wendelstedt. That's what he's going to do. He could signal even from the dugout that he wants a review. Boy, it's a bang-bang play. Right? Boy, that's tough to tell. It looked like his foot may have gotten to the edge of the bag, but Utley sweeps the tag right there. You can't tell with that one. They're waiting for the coaching staff for the Nationals to review it. Oh, he might have got him on the back foot.
That is about as close as you're going to get.
It really is. Matt Williams decides not to look at the review, so there are 2 outs.
Well, 2 things happened great on this play. One is the fact that Grady Sizemore took it because his momentum was coming more towards second base. If Ben Revere gets it, obviously Grady does have the stronger arm, but if Ben Revere gets it, his momentum is carrying him towards left field and away from the bag.
Here's Dan Uggla, and Uggla takes up and in 1-0.
So that's a great job of communication by those 2 in the outfield.
And the other part of it, too, Utley, he makes the fastest tag, I think, of anybody in baseball.
It probably sounds silly, but we saw it in the game in one of the on-deck series. You have to be aggressive with your tag. I used to get furious with my middle infielders when plays were close and they were very nonchalant about the tags on guys stealing. I mean, I wouldn't say we had altercations, but we had some very heated discussions.
You could say altercations.
But I'm telling you, you have to be aggressive with that tag. But here you see Grady takes it and uses the grass. You know, with the moisture on the grass, you're going to get a lot more skid on the baseball.
But what a great slow-mo angle where you see the tag on the foot of Desmond, the back foot, as he's sliding in before the contact is made with the bag, too. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Uggla. Swing and a miss. And got him swinging. 4 strikeouts for Jerome Williams. Works out of a possible jam thanks to the guy on the left and the guy on the right. This is how close this inning was from expanding for the Nationals. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Hey, visit your local dealer at ChevyDealer.com. By Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com. 1-0 Nationals as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Just a couple blocks away. There's a carnival going on right now. Has been for the last few days. So, Ben, after the ball game today, you can get in your car and before you head out, you can go around the Ferris wheel a few times. Darren Ruff takes a curveball for strike 1. It's 0-1.
It's with all the no turn on reds around here. You could see for a mile. The other night, I literally sat at the light out here coming out of the garage. 6 minutes
before the light turned green.
Before it finally turned green. You can see all the way down Patterson.
I don't want to promote this or anything like that, but I probably would have made the right on red.
Law-abiding citizen, Tom.
0-2 pitch coming to Ruff. Fouls it away again.
You know, Darren's had a rough go of it in his last couple of games, but it seems like every time he's at bat, it's 0-2 or 1-2. Every time. Now, he did have a great at-bat last at-bat, worked to a walk, but falling behind early.
Ground ball toward the hole. Here's Desmond. He's up with it. He fires across the diamond. 1 out. Tell you the Major League Scoreboard, an update from down in Florida. The Rays and the Marlins. Marlins are up 2-1. Kevin Kiermaier has a home run for Tampa Bay. It's kind of early to have that natural rivalry.
It sure is.
Marlins were swept by the Braves to start the season. Jeff Francoeur grounded into a fielder's choice his first time.
I don't know if he's thrown a changeup yet tonight. Can't recall.
That one is drilled through the hole on the left side. A base hit for Francoeur. Third hit for the Phils. Well, the Phanatic's birthday will be Sunday, April 26th, when the Phillies take on the Atlanta Braves. The end of a 3-game series. The Phanatic baseball socks free to fans 14 and under. It's brought to you by Citizens Bank. Order your tickets by going to Phillies.com. We have never given out Phanatic socks.
Those are cool.
Yeah, they're outstanding. Grady Sizemore is up. And Sizemore lines it out to left. Well, he's had a couple of good swings tonight against Gio Gonzalez, but both are fly balls to left field. And there are 2 outs for Cameron Rupp. Chopper to Desmond, and he'll go the short way again, and the Phillies are retired here in the 4th inning. So they've had some base runners. They just have not been able to push the tying run across the plate. We've completed 4. 1-0 Nationals on top of the Phils. Run of the night. Nationals lead at 1-0 as we go to the top of the 5th. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Budweiser is still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you. Tyler Moore will start off the top of the 5th inning for the Nationals. Boy, what a different lineup without Jason Worth, without Denard Span, and without Anthony Rendon. all out with injuries. Rendon has a sprained MCL. He actually took some ground balls today, according to Matt Williams, went lateral. One ball, one strike. Span is out with a core muscle injury. He had surgery to his core muscle.
There's only one muscle in your core?
That's what it says, core muscle. Must have been a few of them that they operated on. Isn't that a sports hernia?
Sounds like it.
Jason Worth, the shoulder injury. So here are the Nationals players that are currently on the disabled list. Eric Davis's bad elbow. Casey Janssen, a bad shoulder. Nate McLeod was supposed to be their fourth outfielder. And he's got a bumped shoulder as well. It's a lot of offense, though, with Rendon, Span, and Worth on the disabled list.
You know, that AC joint, I had surgery on that. It is not pleasant. They say it's the quarterback injury. When quarterbacks get sacked, they land on that shoulder, and it's a little bump, a little nodule that sticks up that bone on your shoulder.
Chopper foul, and it's 1-2.
When the quarterbacks get sacked, it damages that bone.
Another foul ball. Do I have it?
I'm trying to find it. I can't find it there, Tom. You are ticklish, though.
Curveball and a call. Strike three. That was a Gio Gonzalez curveball right there.
Big hook.
That's not the normal curveball that Jerome Williams throws.
You can experiment a little bit with a pitcher up. Now you know how it feels, Gio. Go put your jacket on.
Back to the top of the order, and here's Michael Taylor, who homered his first time up. One ball and no strikes to Taylor.
I'll knock on wood, Tom, but after that homer, he's been down, down, down. With all the pitches.
Yeah, the first inning threw 27 pitches, and that was the toughest of the innings so far. But Rupp's got him working both sides of the plate pretty good, too.
But when he's missing for balls, they're down.
Like that.
Doubled up change-ups there, the 2-0. And the 2-1 there.
See the heavy lifting in the first inning for Jerome. 3-1 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Yes. I believe Taylor thought he went too because he didn't leave the batter's box.
He threw him a 2-0 changeup and a 3-1 cutter. Sometimes you can take advantage of a younger hitter in those counts. Take advantage of their over-aggressiveness.
Out towards center field. Revere is there. 1-2-3 inning. Jerome Williams has 3 1-2-3 innings here tonight. Let's see if the Phillies can get a little offense going for that little guy. It's 1-0 Nationals as we go to the bottom of the fifth. All right, Ben, without looking at Twitter or looking at your phone,
Okay.
what team originally drafted Max Scherzer with the 11th overall pick in the 2006 MLB draft?
2006.
Remember, you have a tie to this team.
I don't think it's a team that I played for. I'm going to go with the team that was in my division with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
You are correct. Log back onto Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing. Jeep Stump the Fans. Andres Blanco leads it off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Blanco hits one out toward the alley in right center field, and they're not going to get this one. It's a one hop off the top of the scoreboard. And Blanco will pull into second base with a leadoff double. Well, why not start Andres Blanco tonight?
Ball was smoked. Great carry, created great backspin. Now, Gio does have a very, very good sinker, and he's been effective with it this evening. You see that with the amount of ground balls. But this looks like a straight four-seamer, gets a pitch that's elevated, and doesn't try and pull it, Tom. You pull that pitch or try to pull that pitch, and he's 6'3" all day long.
Well, veteran move. He had 5 doubles last year for the Phils. First double of this year. And now Jerome Williams up there to try to sacrifice. Bunts it foul. It's 0-1. Jerome had 4 sacrifice bunts last year.
Out in front, bad head up. That's what you have to tell yourself.
He bunted at it, missed it. 0-2. Got to get that guy over to third base. Would you have him sacrifice again or attempt to?
Absolutely.
Curveball and a called strike 3. 4 strikeouts for Gonzalez. Well, when you're struggling to score runs, the little things are magnified even more. Phillies may not have scored if Blanco went over to third, but they're in a much better shape if he's there with 1 man down instead of in second with 1 man down.
You're right, they are magnified. You know, a lineup that's not going to score a lot of runs or hasn't scored a lot of runs up until this point, it's just, you have to get it done.
Have to get the bunt down. Yep. That is 1 for 2. Inside, 1 ball and no strikes. I'm not totally sure if it was really that close.
Changeup.
I think you're right, though. I don't think he's thrown more than 2 or 3 in tonight's ball game.
And that was the last situation. The last situation I would expect him to throw it. A lefty on lefty changeup 1-1 in the 5th inning with the runner scoring position.
Line drive caught by Unger. They're going to double up Blanco. Well, the Phillies did a couple things poorly in this inning. They didn't get the bunt down, and Blanco didn't freeze on the line drive. We've played 5 innings. We'll go to the 6th. It's still 1-0. Nationals on top. Obviously in a hurry to get somewhere last season because he was racing all around the diamond. Ben became the 12th player in Phillies team history to swipe 40 bases in a single season, and the first since J-Roll did so in 2008. In addition, he tied for the National League lead in hits, led in singles, and put up a career-best .306 average. Revere's Run is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Top of the 6th inning, the Phillies down 1-0. A home run by Michael Taylor, and that's been it. Talked about both these teams struggling offensively. Well, tonight you give credit to the starting pitchers. Both have done a nice job. But really, offense, you have 8 hits combined and just the 1 run as Escobar takes a strike. It's 0-1.
You just wonder how that inning would have played out if Jerome does get that bunt down. Do they bring the infield in, or do they stay back and concede the run?
Fly ball to shallow center. Ben Revere will make the one-handed catch.
You know, if the infield is in, which I doubt they would do with a 1-run lead.
Boy, that's a good question.
You know, does that ball get over the head of Oakland?
That's a good question. They've worked they put so many hours into working on the little things that when the time comes to utilize the little things, they've got to be able to do it.
Absolutely. And I know it's different. You can bunt off a machine all day long,
but it's different.
Yeah, it's completely different. Balls are moving.
Bryce Harper takes low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Just thinking, you know, if you have 3 opportunities to do it, it should get done.
Elevated that pitch. It was a cutter up, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And that's what Harvey did to him yesterday. Kept elevating that fastball. Obviously, Harvey throws a bit harder than Jerome. But if he keeps chasing it, keep chucking it.
Well, that's the hardest fastball of the night for Jerome Williams. It hit 90 miles an hour, and he picks up his 6th strikeout of the game.
Just climbing the ladder.
Look at the reaction by Harper.
See, that's an effective high fastball. If you go up too high where it's not even a strike out of the zone, you don't see it, you're not going to swing at it.
First pitch is over for Zimmerman. It's 0-1.
I mean, throwing it really high, it does no purpose. Doesn't change eye level because it's never even come close to the zone.
Line drive toward left field, and Sizemore will play it on a hop. And a base hit for Zimmerman. That'll bring Wilson Ramos to the plate. Our salute to Jackie Robinson will be on Tuesday, April 21st here at Citizens Bank Park. It's also our next Hatfield Dollar Dog Night here at Citizens Bank Park. Miami Marlins are in town. 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. You can get tickets for Jackie Robinson Night here in Philadelphia by going to Phillies.com. Goes back to first. And it's 1-1 to Wilson Ramos.
Another thing Jerome has done very well this evening is being able to throw his off-speed pitches behind in the count.
would think that's imperative for a guy that has his style of pitching, that he has to be able to throw those pitches behind an account effectively.
Absolutely. Then when you get a count in your favor, you have a lot more options.
Over the shortstop, Freddie Galvis backs up on it. And throws Zimmerman out. Inning is over. No runs. One hit. One man left. 5.5 in the books. Freddie Galvis will lead it off for the Phils, looking for a little offense when we return. Any size hot or iced coffee is just $1. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Buy Toyota. Where will Toyota take you? Visit buyatoyota.com today to find out. Toyota, let's go places. And buy Jefferson, where health is all we do. Call 1-800-JEFF now or visit jefferson.edu. Back here at Citizens Bank Park, we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Those little guys are enjoying a night at the ballpark, but they'd love to see some runs. Along with Greg Murphy and our mover and shaker, Ben Davis, who would like to get all red lights, no turns on reds changed in the city of Philadelphia. Ben also slipped on the floor in the bathroom earlier tonight, and because of that slip, there's now a was it wet floor sign in the bathroom?
Yes.
You're a mover and shaker. Freddie Galvis takes on the inside corner. It's 0-1.
Almost went down, Tom. Almost went down.
You're a former professional athlete. No puddle of water will take you down.
It was close.
Freddie Galvis is 1 for 1. He doubled his last time up. Here's the 0-2 pitch to him. Back toward the middle. A base hit into center field. Kind of what you said before, just not overpowering, just short to the ball.
And Gio is hot. Not a bad pitch. Not a bad pitch at all. I thought he was going to hook him. I really did.
You hear that voice, Ben?
I did hear that voice.
You know what that means?
No.
Well, it's time to take a look at the replay first. Up, down, and got it. But that voice means only one thing. And we're going to get to Greg Murphy in a moment for the Major League Notebook. Pitch is taken outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes to Chase Utley. Utley is 0 for 2, a fielder's choice and a strikeout. Slowly to the right side. Uggla's got it. Bobbles it for a moment. Fires to first. Now they've got Galvis in a rundown. Let's see if Freddie can get out of this pickle. Nope. A double play. Two outs here in the 6th inning.
Chase is not having very good swings right now. Now, Freddie does a very good job of trying to buy enough time to get Chase to first base there. Stays in the pickle until he gets tagged out.
4-3, 6-4, 5. Double play, and Ruff pounds that one off his foot. It's 0-1. Third, and Escobar is up with it. Well, what started out to be somewhat of a promising inning ends with a couple of ground ball outs for Gio Gonzalez. 6 of the books. Quietly, we go to the 7th. It's 1-0 Washington. Delaware Valley Honda dealers. 1-0 Nationals. A home run by Michael Taylor in the top of the 1st inning. Gio Gonzalez has gone 6 innings, 4 strikeouts. Jerome Williams 6 innings and 6 strikeouts. His night is done. We'll go to the top of the 7th. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph, I know you've been waiting in anticipation for the Major League Notebook, so take it away.
Well, hopefully everyone else has as well, Tom. And yes, we got some bad news for the Texas Rangers in the Major League Notebook tonight. They lost 3 starters in the matter of 5 innings in their home opener today. One of those starters, Derek Holland, out right now. We are being told that he has a shoulder strain, and he is going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. That is a huge loss for the Texas Rangers. The news is better for the Toronto Blue Jays. Mark Burley took advantage of 12 runs out of that Toronto lineup, and he got win number 200 in his career. He is the 4th active player to now go over 200 wins. So congratulations to Mark Burley on a very special day for him, guys.
A guy that you caught, Ben Davis.
Yes.
Mark Burley.
One of my favorites.
He has put together one heck of a resume during his Major League career. He would be envious of this game, the way the 2 starting pitchers have thrown strikes tonight. No balls of 2 strikes to Ian Desmond. Desmond 1 for 2. And those Blue Jays, they are pounded out some runs in the first week of the season. See Luis Garcia's numbers this year. This is his 3rd game, 2 scoreless innings so far.
Those guys can hit the baseball in Toronto and anywhere else they're playing, for that matter.
Yeah, we saw them enough during spring training to realize that.
Alive. They all have the same approach.
Swing hard.
But the fine line for them, though, is they swing hard. They're very aggressive, but they're still under control. You don't see guys, Donaldson might on occasion fall over, but they are very aggressive, but it's quick with that aggression to the baseball.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Garcia picks up a strikeout of Desmond. One out here in the 7th inning. Well, these lucky fans are tonight's Citizen 7. They'll each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Good banking is simple, clear, and personal. And that's helping you bank better. Citizens Bank. Murph, where you were standing for the Major League Notebook, it almost looked like there was a green screen behind you. It was such an awesome sight. You were in the upper deck, I'm assuming.
Yeah, upper deck. And what section are we in? I don't even know. But right behind home plate, right below section 420 is where we are. And I'll tell you what, it is one of the prettiest spots in the ballpark, no doubt about it.
Great shot.
Yeah, take a look at that. It doesn't look real almost, but it is. It is indeed.
You know, like we're in Pittsburgh at PNC Park, it looks like it's a movie backdrop out in the outfield.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing we're missing right at this moment is the ability to see the city skyline, which we would see if over daytime, a little bit clearer.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a great spot to watch the game for sure. You can really see, you can see everything developing from up here.
Well, it's one of my favorite spots or favorite things to do is to just look out and see what's going on out in Ashburn Alley with all the people that are out there. Here's Utley on the shift with Ugla up. 4-3 on the putout, 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Tyler Moore. I don't want to jump to any conclusions here, but I think Luis Garcia is starting to figure out this whole major league thing.
I love watching him pitch.
He's down with everything, and it's 95, 96, 97.
It's hard, it's heavy. And then he throws that one.
Toward the middle, and it hooks over toward Galvis. Pretty easy inning for Luis Garcia. Phillies bullpen has really risen to the occasion these last couple of games. Let's see if the offense can rise to the occasion after we stretch. we go to the bottom of the 7th inning here at Citizens Bank Park. Follow the Phillies all season in 2015 with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcast, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com At Bat for your smartphone or tablet. Bottom of the 7th inning, Jeff Francoeur facing Gio Gonzalez. That's only the 70th pitch of the night for Gonzalez. This is probably his last inning, even though he's, well, maybe not. He's due to lead off the top of the 8th inning, but they may let him go if he has the lead. If his pitch count is still this low.
I don't think he's coming out of this ball game.
Out toward left field, and Tyler Moore will wait for it, and he puts it away.
No, it's not like they're getting on base and providing a lot of offense either.
That's true. And their bench is nothing to write home about.
No.
Clocking in at 70 pages per minute, the HP OfficeJet Pro X is the perfect addition to your starting lineup, and now 50% off. Get yours today from who but WB Mason. Here's Grady Sizemore. 0 for 2, 2 flyouts to left field. Quickly 2 strikes.
Working ahead.
Off the hands and foul off the third base side. Gio Gonzalez, who mentioned, pitched for the Phillies for 1 year. It was back in 2006. He was a 20-year-old who was in Reading, Pennsylvania. 7-12 with an ERA of 4.66. He said it was only 1 year, but he loved his time in the Phillies organization.
It's a great city. Great ballpark there in Reading.
Great ballpark. Way outside, 2-2.
When you think about it, in Double-A with those numbers, those not so good numbers, ends up being Gio Gonzalez.
Yeah, I think the Phillies even tried to get him back from the A's after they lost him. They got him from the White Sox, sent him back to the White Sox, and were trying to get him back from the A's because they saw something in him. Well, they probably saw 95 with a great hook.
And he's wrong-handed.
And he's wrong-handed, exactly. He is signed through next year. A lot of folks think that the Nationals are going to have to do some tinkering with their roster after this year because of payroll. Desmond's a free agent at the end of this year. Jordan Zimmerman's a free agent at the end of this year. Outside, 3-2. But he's signed through next year, but he also has 2 vesting options. There's Craig Stammen warming up. Ball 4. Sizemore draws a 1-out walk.
Great at bat. Great at bat.
Here's the foul ball that Sizemore had in this at bat. Uh-oh. That's right.
Nice.
Look how casual this cat is with this catch.
Ho hum.
That's right. And he's going to be able to go take an order from somebody. And he gives it to a youngster.
Say thank you.
I think there was a thank you there somewhere. He just whistled his way down to his next order. Cameron Rupp takes strike one, 0-1.
Your first knock of the year is a 2-run jack, huh?
Be outstanding. Xavier Cedeno is also warming up in the bullpen. Cameron Rupp out of the University of Texas, where 118 former Longhorns have made it to the big leagues.
About a great city.
Austin, Texas. Well, Cam loved his time there at the University of Texas. Drafted out of high school, didn't sign. Outside, 2-2. These last two batters are really making Gonzalez work. The walk to Sizemore, where he fouled off the field. He was behind 0-2 before he was able to climb back and work out the walk. And now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Rupp. Foul ball, just barely got a piece of it.
I've seen him mixing a lot more changeups in the last couple of innings. We really have. Been doubling up on them at times.
Check swing. Did he go? No, this is Jerry Lane. He did everything he could to hold that swing, didn't he?
It's the right call.
8th pitch of the at-bat. Sizemore goes. Ball 4. They'll put 2 runners on with 1 man down. Back-to-back walks. Gonzalez can get wild. There's Steve McCatty with Matt Williams. Last week, Phillies sports fans were buzzing about the premiere week of Breakfast on Broad, with guest appearances by Chase Utley, Kurt Schilling, Bernard Hopkins, Pat Gillett, Jim Kramer, Malcolm Jenkins, Bob Boone, Al Michaels, and T.O. Don't miss out. Wake up with Breakfast on Broad, weekdays from 6 until 8. The Comcast Network. All right, well, Steve McCatty's going to go buy some time. Odubel Herrera, sore foot and all, is going to come and pinch run for Grady Sizemore.
Hopefully the Phillies can manage to score a run or 2 here in the 7th inning. They have not scored, but I tell you what, the last 2 at bats have been phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Getting the pitch count up, making Gio throw a lot of pitches. I mean, look at the pitch total here. I mean, he was in cruise control.
8 and 7 in the 6th and 7th innings.
Absolute cruise control. But those last 2 at bats, waited them out, fouled off some pitches when they needed to. They might have something going here.
So Andres Blanco, who doubled his last time up, takes the first pitch on the outside corner. And it's 0-1. Cesar Hernandez has come out in the on-deck circle. It's a pinch hit. right field line. That'll slice foul. It's 0-2. Tried all the English he could to keep that one fair. Cole Hamels starts tomorrow for the Phillies. Rackley will give Andres Blanco a little extra time here. Scott Sheridan, Sean Ficazzi, the Phillies athletic trainers. See if Blanco's able to get back into the box. They're okay.
They hurt. The ones off the shins, the inside of your shins, right above your ankle, they hurt the worst.
Just a bit inside, 1-2. I would think because above the ankle there's no protection at all. At least where the toe, there's a little bit of protection from the spike.
Yep. You felt. I mean, it's just, you know, the inside of your leg there. It's just straight bone. You always end up with a nice egg on there. Just have a little bit of that shoe to protect you.
1-2 pitch coming to Blanco. Ground ball foul, just trying to stay alive.
How did he get a piece of that?
I have no idea. Almost got a piece of Starr, who's one of the security guards here at Citizens Bank Park. 25 pitches for Gio Gonzalez. He may not see the end of the 7th inning the way this is going. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Andres Blanco. Oh, and it hit him right on the arm. That'll load up the bases. There was no getting out of the way of that 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Without a hit, the Phillies have loaded up the bases. And Cesar Hernandez is coming up as a pinch hitter.
You do not want to come out of the game, which he is. 95 pitches, but they are his runners out there.
Well, let's see what the Phillies do, because there's a righty and a lefty that's warming up in the bullpen for the Nationals. We'll see who Matt Williams decides to go to. It looks like it's going to be Cedeno, the left-hander, so that's going to keep Ashe and Howard on the bench. At least it seems like it will. So a pitching change here at Citizens Bank Park. The Phillies are finally threatening. They're down 1-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. Join hundreds of cyclists for a 25-mile ride through Philadelphia on Sunday, May 17th. Net proceeds from the event benefit Phillies charities. Register now on Phillies.com/bike ride. 1-0 Nationals, bottom of the 7th inning. One man down, and Cesar Hernandez will be the pinch hitter, and he'll face Xavier Cedeno. Cedeno, 2 games so far, an earned run average of 0. Phillies have a very light bench, as everybody knows. Let us see if Cesar can come through. Those are his numbers a year ago. He's 0 for 2 this year. Phillies did not get a hit to load up the bases. And the pitch to him. And a line drive. Base hit it to right field. 1 run will score. Here comes Rupp heading home. The throw by Harper is not in time. Bobbled by Ramos. The Phillies take the lead.
That's right. Great job of hitting there by Caesar. Doesn't try and do too much. Worst thing you do in that situation is be overly aggressive. Try and yank something. Try and pull something. No, he stays within himself. Hits a bullet to right field.
Boy, the way Harper was peeking over towards second, I thought he was going to throw it in, thinking that Blanco was going to go to third. He had a chance to get Rupp. There's no question about it. Herrera is telling him where to slide. And
I think it caught Bryce Harper by surprise in the fact that they sent Rupp in that situation.
And Revere's now the batter. It's 1-0.
Well, if you do have a ball club that is struggling to score runs, why not put pressure on the defense? Make them make the play.
Well, the other part of it, too, and you know this better than I do, but I love the fact that with the bases loaded, Hernandez swung at the first pitch and was aggressive on that first pitch fastball.
But again, he didn't try and yank it. He didn't try and, hit one over the scoreboard and left. Stayed within himself.
1 ball, 1 strike to Revere. Shots and foul. It's 1-2.
What kind of pitch are you looking for? I'm looking for that one. It's elevated. I can drive that pitch.
Well, those runs are charged to the line of Gio Gonzalez, who walked 2 and hit a batter to load the bases here in the 7th inning.
He is fuming right now. Well ahead of Sizemore. Well ahead of Rupp. Well ahead of Blanco. 2 walks and a hit batter.
Yeah, give Sizemore credit because he's behind and he worked the walk out.
As did Rupp.
Yep.
And we were talking about Andres Blanco, how he even got a bat on a couple of those pitches.
Bases are loaded again. Second batter that's been hit. I couldn't tell where it hit Ben Revere. The hope is it didn't hit him in the hand.
That's your biggest fear as a hitter. Anywhere in the hand or wrist area.
I hate to say it, you hope it hit him in the shoulder. And that's where it seemed like it hit him.
Upper tricep maybe?
Freddie Galvis is due up. Matt Williams is not going to waste any time. He's going to go to Stammen. So a pitching change here at Citizens Bank Park. Cedeno is done after taking over for Gio Gonzalez. The bases remain loaded with 1 man down. Let's see if the Phillies can cash it again against the Nationals bullpen when we return. down. The bases are still loaded. We look through that screen. It's Craig Stammen who's warming up. All right, this is what's happened here in the 7th inning, Ben.
Well, we just discussed it. Walk to Sizemore, great at bat. Walk to Rupp. Hits Blanco. And then Cesar Hernandez.
And then, of course, Ben Revere gets hit to load the bases up again. Well, last year the Phillies did win the season series against the Nationals. Even though the Nationals bullpen was way better, they hit a little bit better, scored some more runs, but the Phillies still won 10, lost 9, while the Nationals went on to win the division.
Well, it's a good rivalry, being the proximity of the two cities. These guys battle it out.
Freddie Galvis has 2 hits tonight. He's 2 for 2. And a line drive toward right field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Blanco will score. Hernandez will stop at second. Fortunately, or third, I should say. Fortunately, Revere got to second before the throw by Bryce Harper. 3-1 Phillies.
Well, there's a time to be aggressive and a time to wait out pitchers. But if you ever relieve that's coming in knowing what he's trying to do, he wants to get ahead, he wants to stay down, hopefully induce a double play. You know you're most likely going to get something hard. If you can get something that you see a 2-seamer just doesn't sink. If you're anticipating that sinker, if you do get one that's elevated, put a good swing on it.
Cesar Hernandez read that the best out of the 3 runners. I mean, he was right on the heels of Blanco at third.
Well, had just enough topspin on it to get down.
Well, he fouls it away. It's 0-1, trying to get another run home any way possible. Phillies have scored 3 here in the 7th inning after a very quiet first 6 innings offensively. The line is closed on Gio Gonzalez. 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 6 1/3 innings of work. Center field. It's not that deep. Taylor's under it. Tagging from third is Hernandez. The throw coming toward the diamond. And Hernandez scores easily. Second sac fly of the year for Utley. 4-1 Phillies.
Gets the job done.
Yeah, not too shabby at all.
And Chase hasn't particularly looked too good to start this season off. But he gets the job done there. Take what they give you.
Well, now Darren Ruff, the 9th man to bat in this inning. Frank Coors out on deck. He began the inning with a fly out to left field. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1 Darren Ruff.
Two again, Tom. That's something. When you get behind in the count like that, it just puts you on the defensive. You're not going to have those good at bats, not going to have those aggressive swings as you normally would when you're ahead in count.
Because when they saw you, they said,
get something in that outfield grass. Look at 5-1. It's a good time to be greedy, Tom.
Absolutely. There may be times where we can't be greedy. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ruff. Out towards short, picked up by Desmond, flips to second in time, and the side is retired. Darren hit that one right on the nose. The Phillies, though, cash in. 2 big hits. Cesar Hernandez off the bench. That drove in a couple. And then Freddie Galvis, first pitch swinging against Craig Stammen. That drove in another. And Chase Utley added the 4th RBI. Stores. Go further. Buy a Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 starring Kevin James in theaters April 17th. Buy your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Delaware Valley Honda dealer or visit DelValHondaDealers.com. 4-1 Phillies on top of the 8th inning. All right, a lot of changes for the Phils defensively. Ben Revere moves from center field over to left field. Staying in the game to play center field is Odubel Herrera. Staying in the ball game to play second base is Cesar Hernandez. And the new pitcher is right hitter Ken Giles. So Giles, who pitched on Wednesday against the Red Sox, will pitch here in the top of the 8th inning against Matt Dendecker, acquired right before the start of the season for the New York Mets by the Washington Nationals. Chase Utley is on the bench. Now, part of this is they used Hernandez, they used Odubel Herrera. They still have guys available, but they put Giles in Utley's spot in the order. Dendecker takes a strike. It's 0-1. I mean, that is the only reason he was taken out of this game, right?
Correct.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
And I'd love to know how many times in Chase's career he's been the guy in the double switch. It's being taken out of the lineup.
That's a great question.
You normally don't see your 3-hole hitter.
Yeah, there was nothing injury-wise. It wasn't because of that he was taken out.
No.
One ball and 2 strikes.
You don't know if his spot will come around later on in the ball game. Hopefully not, unless the Phillies tack on a bunch of runs.
One and 2 to Dendecker, who is 0 for 1 so far this year. Broke his bat, looped it out towards short. 1 out here in the 8th. All right, Ben, it's time now for our Hyundai defensive play of the game. I guess this one turned out to be a pretty big one right here.
It turned out to be a big play, and Grady comes up and fires it into second, gets his momentum going towards second base, uses the grass, and throws out Desmond at second base. Just an excellent tag there by Chase as well. And that is the Hyundai defensive play of the game.
Brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers. Here's Michael Taylor. He's accounted for the only run for the Nationals. It was a leadoff home run. Thornton and Trinan. Thornton's the left-hander. Trinan's the right-hander. Meanwhile, Diekman and Genmar Gomez warming up for the Phils. 1-1. Giles was dealing with what Ryan Sandberg said was some mechanical issues the other day, and even before that. And Rhino said that he needs to work through them. He said he's not concerned about the velocity. I mean, his slider has been wicked tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You're probably wondering how many mechanics are there for a guy that throws 102 miles an hour? Are there a lot of mechanics, or you just get it and throw it as hard as you can? Well, yeah, there are mechanics. You have to make sure you get your arm in the right slot.
Swing and a miss. That was a high slider. And there are 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
Definitely not where he wanted, but it was so high he couldn't get to it.
Well, every time the Phillies retired the opposing team 1-2-3, which Luis Garcia did in the 7th inning out of the bullpen, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Yunel Escobar waves at a slider.
You don't want to get slider happy, but if you're not going to be able to control your fastball, obviously the most effective pitch is going to be your off speed.
Way up again, and it's 2-1. All these fastballs have been at 95 miles an hour, and again, we do fall in love with the radar gun. I know I do when Ken Giles is out on the mound, because you want to see it get into the upper 90s.
I think they do as well. I think that's why you see these elevated fastballs.
Slider whacked foul. It's 2-2.
Now he's looking up and seeing 95 himself. For a guy that throws 100, I got to go harder. I got to go harder. And then it's when you overthrow and you leave balls up. We're only human. I know I would. I want to see triple digits.
Out toward left field. Ben Revere scampers back, and it's over his head and off the wall. Escobar will trot into second base with a 2-out double here in the 8th inning, and it brings Bryce Harper to the plate. Let's see if they bring Diekman in to face Harper. I mentioned that Giles is a guy that can get righties and lefties out.
Thing is, as a hitter, if you know a certain pitcher's not getting a certain pitch over, you can sit on it. I mean, you can sit on that slider. It's exactly what Escobar did.
That one's fouled back. Now, this is the same kind of situation we talked about the other day. You know, do you bring in Diekman to face the lefty Bryce Harper? You got Gomez warming up to face Zimmerman if you get to that point. Now, last year, Giles, as the year went on, was a full inning guy, righties and lefties. But with his command issues, you know, do you sort of nurse him through?
You can always second guess the manager and what he wants to do. Harper is 1 for 6 career against Diekman with 3 strikeouts. So see how this one plays out.
1 ball, 1 strike. Slider in there, 1-2. Toy to Major League Scoreboard. The Braves, who are 3-0, jumped out to a 2-0 lead over the Mets. That game's at the bottom of the 2nd. Cameron Maybin hit a leadoff home run in the bottom of the 1st. And the 1-2 pitch. And a breaking ball called. Strike 3. Harper was fooled by the last 2 pitches, and Kenny Giles picks up 2 strikeouts here in the 8th inning. No runs. 1 hit, 1 man left in scoring position. It wasn't 100 miles Giles tonight. It was more the slider of Kenny Giles that gets him through this 8th inning. It's the Phillies 4 and the Nationals 1. th Annual Teacher Appreciation Night presented by GDF Suez, Friday, May 8th at 7:05. Nominate your teacher now. Go to Phillies.com/teacher for more information. Tickets can be purchased also for that game by going to Phillies.com. Kenny Giles used his slider. It was dominant. He froze Bryce Harper on the last 2 sliders as he wrapped up the top of the 8th inning. Here's Blake Trinan, who will take over for the Nationals. What a story this kid is. Facing Jeff Francoeur to lead off the 8th inning. Oh, Francoeur is... How is he going to need a new bat? The head of that bat went all the way out to the edge of the outfield grass. What would you say to a hitter when he did that as a catcher? Would you say anything to him?
I would not.
Fastball and a called strike 3, and Francoeur is down looking on strikes. Trinan in his 1 inning against the Mets allowed 1 hit. This is a kid who, coming out of high school, was throwing in the high 70s, low 80s, and wanted to keep on pitching. Went to a small school in Kansas for a year. And then, because he wanted to be a landscape architect, went to the University of Arkansas, where he wanted to walk on and pitch for the Razorbacks. First pitch to Herrera. Tries to bunt at it. It's 0-1. Well, he went to the coach's office at Arkansas looking to get an appointment with him. And the secretary said, well, he's not here right now. He's out of town. And while he was sitting there, he saw the head coach walk by 2 different times and wouldn't leave until he talked to an assistant coach. Inside, 1-1. Finally talked to the assistant coach, who said, we can't let you walk on. The assistant coach knew of his stuff. He said, if we let you walk on, we have to let everybody who wants to play baseball in the state of Arkansas to walk on. Because they didn't allow walk-ons, apparently, at the University of Arkansas. Inside and low, 2-1. Long story short, he wound up finishing the year at Arkansas, not pitching. pitching in the summer leagues, worked out with a trainer, went to South Dakota State before he was eventually drafted.
Baseball hotbed.
Yeah. Warm weather city.
Did they have a good architectural landscaping school?
I don't know. I think he's given up on that.
Throwing 97, 98 will have you do that.
97, 98, and even 99 in this setting. This is in a matter of 3 years, he went from high 70s, low 80s to high 90s. Training right, working with the right people, and getting his body in the right shape to be a pitcher. Up the first base line. That's a foul ball.
People just mature at different times.
It is a remarkable story, and I think it's one of those stories that if you're a kid out there who thinks that you have what it takes to play baseball at any level as you get older, give it a try until somebody finally says, son, you got to go do something else. And even when they do that, try it again.
That's awesome. And a belief in yourself, and a belief in the path that you want to take. Good for him.
You think he could have helped the Razorbacks? 3-2 pitch. Chopper to second, and Uggla's there. And 2 outs.
That's great, though. I mean, that is
why it's a great game.
Phenomenal story.
Upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes.
Jeez.
98 miles an hour right there.
He's out there yawning. Not a whole lot of effort put into it, is it?
Nope.
It's a quick arm, though.
There's Papelbon getting set to come on to try to close the door in the 9th inning. Oh, man. You get hurt swinging like that. 2-2. Broke his bat, soft grounded to second. All right, so it's a 1-2-3 inning, and there were 3 bats that were broken in the inning by Trinan. We've played 8. On to the 9th. There's plenty of lumber to go around. Jonathan Papelbon will come on to face Ryan Zimmerman, Wilson Ramos, and Ian Desmond with a 3-run lead. deliveries of the game. Not a whole lot of offense today, Ben, but at the right time, there were some deliveries.
Absolutely, and this is just manufacturing an inning. You know, how can we get guys on base? Well, we'll put together some good at-bats. Little good fortune goes. Some bumps and bruises. Cesar Hernandez here does a great job staying inside the baseball, shooting one to right. Good job of running the bases. And the Phillies are able to produce some runs, produce a little fireworks. And the hitters staying within themselves, and that's the W.B. Mason deliveries of the game.
Chase Utley also had an RBI after that Freddie Galvis base hit. So now we go to the 9th inning. Here's Jonathan Papelbon. Heard some boos as he came onto the mound here in the 9th inning. Papelbon, in his one outing of work, went an inning and a third to pick up the victory the other day, to pick up the save the other day. Delivers a strike to Zimmerman. How about these numbers? Since Ken Giles came to the major leagues, you see where Papelbon sits as far as the all-time leaders in saves in Phillies history. Since Kenny Giles came to the big leagues and combined with Papelbon to form the 8th, 9th inning punch, these two guys combined have allowed 4 earned runs in 58 1/3 innings of work. That's counting Giles as 1 inning tonight.
How much does that shorten the game?
It's incredible. It's incredible to have that. 0-2 pitch coming to Zimmerman. Inside, 1-2. Foul again. Brian Zimmerman was wincing after his first swing in this at bat against Papelbon. That last pitch that he swung at probably didn't help that back at all.
Gotten that off the toe as well. It was left toe.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Back toward the middle. Cesar Hernandez is there, and in time, one away. Fine play by Cesar Hernandez.
And that's a tough one. You have the bag to contend with there at second base. And it's hard to get your momentum to stop enough where you can make that throw back across your body to first base.
Well, the bullpen the last 2 ball games, we talked about it being the lone bright spot in yesterday's game against the Red Sox. They've continued it here tonight. Wilson Ramos is the batter with 1 out. Takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
I think coming out of spring training, a lot of people ask, well, what are some of the positives that you can take away from spring training? I would say immediately people would say that we saw it was the bullpen.
Absolutely.
The bullpen's going to be one of the stronger points of this team.
And hey, there were even some guys that were sent down that we thought were going to be components of this bullpen at the beginning that were going to help. Elvis Arrojo was one of those guys who's now in Double-A.
A lot of good arms.
No balls, 2 strikes. Out toward right field, Jeff Francoeur is there. 2 outs. Reminder, after the ballgame, Ricky Vitalico will break down this matchup between the Phils and the Nationals. Plus, we'll hear from Ryan Sandberg and reactions from the clubhouse on Pure Auto Insurance presents Phillies Post Game Live. This is the kind of game that you probably used to like talking about on Post Game Live.
Absolutely.
Even though there wasn't a whole lot going on until the 7th inning for the Phillies offense.
We know power is going to be tough to come by. Power meaning home runs. How can the Phillies manufacture runs? And they do it exactly like they did tonight. find a way. It may not be pretty. I mean, that wasn't a pretty inning.
No.
They score those 4. But it worked.
Chopper to second base. This should do it. Easy hop for Hernandez, and Jonathan Papelbon has closed the door on save number 108. In a Phillies uniform, the Phils come from behind, and they win it tonight 4-1 over the Washington Nationals. Well, they talk about team wins. This was a good team win here tonight. 6 strong innings from Jerome Williams, who did not fare in the decision. Kept his team within reach, and then finally the offense capitalized on the wildness of Gio Gonzalez, the lone inning where he was wild, to score 4 runs in the 7th inning and then ride the bullpen to a 4-1 victory. Well, that was one of the easiest saves I think we've seen Jonathan Papelbon ever have in a Phil's uniform.
Some closers like strikeouts, but you talk to closers in general and they say, how can I get 3 outs the fastest way I can get them? Evidence there.
Because then you're fresh again for the next game, which is coming pretty quickly tomorrow night here at Citizens Bank Park. Boy, he made some good pitches in this 9th inning.
He did. He did. And he's starting to use his off-speed pitches a little bit more. I think that's why some of the success he had last year, knowing that maybe that velocity is not where he would like it to be, where we saw him with Boston. Obviously, that was a few years ago, but mixing some off-speed.
Well, the starting pitcher tonight, Jerome Williams, did his job. He kept the Phillies within reach, allowed just 1 run over 6 innings, and he's down on the field with Murph.
Well, he certainly did, Tom. You won't figure in the decision tonight, but you certainly pitched well enough to win this game. The team wins the game. That's what it's all about. Talk about your outing. It seemed like you settled down right after that first batter, really.
Yeah, after the first batter, I get with that leadoff homer. But, settle down, trying to get guys to, roll over or get outs any way possible. And, you got to give it up to our guys, man. They came in, tough at bats, and Caesar came up with a great hit, two runs, and then added on after that.
Making it happen any way they could was the offense. But when last you and I spoke, it was in Clearwater after your final outing in spring training, and you said you had to do something different. You had to work on something to get the ball down in the zone because you weren't getting the results you want. It looks like your bullpen session was a success, and you were able to do that tonight.
Yeah, I was able to do that. Besides that, leadoff homer, it was up, but just was trying to just get the ball down. That's my game. Get the ball down, get those ground balls, and let my defense work.
Talk a little bit about the bullpen, because they come in and do exactly what you need them to do as a starting pitcher. They nailed down the game with a pretty good outing, the 3 of them.
Oh yeah, got shut down innings. With Garcia, Giles, those guys, they come in and shut it down, and that's what you want.
It's exactly what you want. And to get the win tonight, Jerome, thanks for your time. Nice job tonight. Guys, we'll send it back upstairs.
All right, Murph, thank you very much. Our Chevrolet player of the game for tonight's ball game was the starting pitcher, Jerome Williams.
Outstanding job. And like he said, despite the leadoff home run, Jerome was exactly where he needed to be. Freddie Galvis, the infielders as a whole, very busy tonight. Made the pitches when he needed to make them. But when he missed down. And listen, I couldn't be happier for him. We know the struggles that he had in spring training. He made the adjustments. He did a phenomenal job.
So he's our Chevrolet player of the game. The Phils win it 4-1. They take game 1 of this 3-game series over the Washington Nationals. We'll wrap it up when we return.